folks. Good morning. And no force in the world has done more to liberate people that they have never met than the men and women of the United States military. Indeed, that's why the recent allegation that the U.S. military is running a gulag at Guantanamo Bay is so reprehensible. Most would define a gulag as where the Soviet Union kept millions in forced labor concentration camps. Or I suppose some might say that where Saddam Hussein mutilated and murdered untold numbers because they held views unacceptable to his regime. To compare the United States and Guantanamo Bay to such atrocities cannot be excused.
In the months after the election, January election in Iraq has...
It's also important to remember that the people being detained at Guantanamo are, with good reason, suspected terrorists. Many, if not most, have been systematically trained to lie and to claim torture. At least a dozen of the 200 already released from Gitmo have already been caught back on the battlefield, involved in efforts to kidnap and kill Americans. Much was made recently of a news story falsely accusing service members of flushing a Koran down the toilet. But little has been said about the great lengths that the military go to at Guantanamo Bay to accommodate the religious practices of detainees in their care.
U.S. troops killed last month. Are you gentlemen...
He's a dangerous character. Having said that, and another thing I would say is that we've kept the pressure on him, and we will 24/7. So, as you know, we've wrapped up a number of his lieutenants, either captured or killed them, and lots of folks that work with and for him, into the hundreds. We will continue that pressure, and we're getting better at it. We're better this week than we were last week, and so the pressure will mount on that organization. We do not know where he is right now.
I would add one thing. The current assumption is that he's in Iraq. It would certainly, were a neighboring country to take him in and provide medical assistance or haven for him, they obviously would be associating themselves with a major linkage in the Al-Qaeda network and a person who has a great deal of blood on his hands.
Do you feel that the border with, between Iraq and...
Thank you, folks.
Military transmission question? I want to brush up on that Watergate thing.